just by somebody else.
Release the Kraken! It's a stretch, and it's in! And I can't remember the last time I saw something like this! Aguero! Guess who? It's him again!
What's up, and welcome to Absolute Sitter. I'm your host, Mac, and I want to thank you for checking out my content today. I know you could be somewhere else on the internet checking out Tottenham's new away kit, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. In today's episode, I am going to give you maybe something that you're not going to really like, but a suggestion on the final solution with Erling Haaland, how to get this deal across the line. And it is just looking back at something that we've done in the past. Before that, I want to just touch on a quick update to the Kurt Zouma saga and the Jules Koundé move. So, as predicted, these people are human beings. He's well rooted in London and would prefer the move, it looks like, from reports, to West Ham, staying in London rather than Sevilla. Also, Chelsea, today it broke that Chelsea is rejecting any inquiries about Christensen being part of the deal. So Chelsea's looking like they're just going to pay outright for Koundé. It's funny because now Kurt Zouma doesn't want to be part of the deal. Chelsea doesn't want Christensen to be part of the deal. So at this point, Chelsea, you've made some money on some youth departures. Just buy the guy outright. Another thing that I want to go into is there's a story right now on a youth player, and he's only 17, so it's not something that's going to go immediately into the squad. For Chelsea is reportedly asking for 17-year-old midfielder whiz kid Lucas Mordra Dorian. Now, I didn't even look up how to look at this guy's name. I probably butchered that. You'll see it below. All right, look. I don't normally do this, but I really butchered this kid's name. I still don't think I'm pronouncing it right because I can't find it anywhere on the internet with someone saying it in commentary. But let's go with Lucas Gornadorha, or just LGD for now, okay? So LGD, Wonder Kid LGD. Anyway, back to the show. The reason why I didn't really look this up is I'm just making a bigger point with this. There's a lot of sentiment that is going around, bad sentiment going around the youth departures that are happening. And I understand, because some of these youths have been at the club for a very long time. Some of them we've grown attached to. This is not going to stop. This is now the new business model as far as I see it. Instead of the large loan army that got us in trouble and got us in the transfer ban kind of waters in the first place, Chelsea is just going to keep on acquiring these young talents around this age group, and there's going to be turnover. Some of them are not going to make it. A lot of them are not going to make it to the youth, from the youth to the senior squad, but they're going to benefit in their careers, maybe go somewhere else, and maybe in the future Chelsea will be buying them back. And I know that business model doesn't sound to be smart, something like Lukaku or Kevin De Bruyne, but you have to look at the reality of the situation and think about it. Some of these ballers literally would, if they don't get this move away from the club, wouldn't get the opportunity to develop into the type of talent that Chelsea would be looking to purchase back. And if we buy a player at 17, or we're doing contracts for 1 million, 2 million, and then selling them for 20 million profit, that's going to get us the person that we want right now, that big Galactical style signing. So this is just going to be the nature of the beast. I would just try to temper the enthusiasm of any youth and just know that don't get too overly attached to any of the youth products. Also, reality is going to be reality. If they aren't homegrown, if they're not an English-born talent, that's also going to be more sentiment that I wouldn't get overly attached on this person is like the next Messi or the next big thing, that they could possibly move on. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Comment below and you guys let me know if you are worried about the youth departures, if you're worried about the academy, where it's headed, or if you are seeing it the way I'm seeing it, that Chelsea's just gonna always have new young talent being acquired into the youth setup. So as long as we keep our youth setup in good standings, we're always going to be competitive, and we're also always going to have talent to pick from the best of, instead of really worrying about missing out on your Gahis and so forth. Now we're going to get into the final part of the video, which is what this whole video was supposed to be about: the final solution to the Erling Haaland saga. So it's simple. I would say for right now, first you have to look at the actual strikers that we have at the club, the center forwards. Now, I commonly hear a lot of people saying that why are we pushing out Tammy Abraham? Is the only recognized center forward that we have. This is not accurate. No. Timo Werner, for whatever reason, didn't hit the ground running last year, but Timo Werner has played center forward his entire career. He can be relied on for 1 or 2 games, depending on the setup, to go back to center forward, depending on who's behind him. Or we can push him out wide and put somebody else to play a false 9, like Kai Havertz. This won us the Champions League. Now, getting into my solution, that should tell you that we can get to at least where I suggest the answer to this Erling Haaland whole saga is. And it's looking back to the Pulisic deal. Christian Pulisic was purchased and then loaned back to Dortmund. Dortmund has been saying this from the beginning, that they have no intention of losing Erling Haaland this season. So rather than get into a bidding war next year over Erling Haaland, I think we should secure him on a reasonable number. They're saying unless they get 150, he can't leave right now. We're trying to get him for a more reasonable 80 to 100. I say pay the 80 to 100, loan him back for the season to Dortmund. Dortmund gets 1 more year to scout his replacement and 1 more year of service out of him. He gets another year of development. And Chelsea's just going to have to find their way through half a season to a season. Maybe he comes back in winter if they can structure the deal that way. Maybe he comes back next season. But we secure the talent. Remember, he's very young and the bidding war is going to be insane next year. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, what do we do in the meantime? If Erling Haaland really is an impossible deal, just go after someone else. But in the meantime, get a good replacement backup striker who is going to be okay with playing, being the second striker when Erling Haaland arrives. This might be what the issue is with Tammy Abraham. Reading into one of the comments that Thomas Tuchel made, he made a comment, and I'm paraphrasing, something about attitude, and attitude being the only thing he can really expect. Now, I don't want to slander Tammy Abraham and say that he has the wrong attitude or anything like that. Listen, I think our black footballers that are abroad, and I say abroad because yes, he's an English talent, but we all know how that works until there's something negative to report about them. I'm not trying to slander Tammy Abraham. I personally like Tammy Abraham, but like majority of Chelsea fans, I don't think that Tammy Abraham is necessarily who we want to lead the line for us as our number 1 striker. The thing is, Tammy Abraham might not be okay with playing second banana with somebody, to being the second option. So that might be good enough for his ambitions to go somewhere else for a year or 2. If it's a sale with a buyback clause or sell on clause or something like that, to go and develop further. If he has to go away from the club to come back, maybe that's what's going to happen. It's not to say that he doesn't have the potential in the future, but he wants game time right now. And for whatever reason, the manager that helped us win the Champions League does not see it there. Let's look at the other options. When people keep saying Tammy is the only option, I already mentioned the Germans. Let's also not forget that we have Michy Batshuayi. Now, a lot of people are going to go, come on, get real. But we have seen people who we thought were out the door i.e. Alonso, Jorginho, who we went from Chelsea fans a year ago wanting him out the door to now arguing that he should be winning the Ballon d'Or. You never know what Thomas Tuchel might be looking at that you might say, well, Tammy Abraham is better than Michy Batshuayi. But it might not be about that. It might be more about what Thomas Tuchel is looking for from his striker, what he can get from his striker, and more importantly, as he mentioned, attitude. Michy Batshuayi has no problem with being the second option. He has almost, not to say no ambition, but he has no ambitions of being the number one striker at his club. That makes him an asset as a squad player. That means maybe bring him back into the setup, allow Broja to maybe come in and be the third option, stay with us for a season or half a season before finding a Premier League loan. And between that and the false nines between the Germans, we make it through the whole season or half of the season. And that's how we do it. Get Erling Haaland, secure Erling Haaland, loan him back to Dortmund, and use the striker options that we have right now until January or throughout the season. Set expectations at a realistic place for the securing of future asset like Erling Haaland. That's my idea. You guys comment below, let me know what you guys think about that. But I think this is the best way to do this. And also another caveat to throw in there is, it doesn't stop us from going after a Danny Ings or somebody who, again, is going to be okay with knowing that I'm going to get all the minutes this year, but next year when Erling Haaland comes in, he's going to be the main guy, and unless we're playing two strikers, I'm going to kind of be a rotational player. So that's my solution for this. Again, comment below, let me know what you think about this. If you think maybe that's the best way to do it, or you think I'm totally crazy, but crazy, there's another way to do this. We don't have enough. We need to panic buy, whatever you think it is. I will agree that we are running out of time as it is. We're already in August, so whatever Chelsea's planning on doing, they need to do. I did see some reports of Broja not being in the Arsenal squad, and that being annoying, and people being annoyed by that, and also using the sentiment to say, well, why are we pushing Tammy Abraham out if we're not going to be pushing Broja into the setup? Who knows why Thomas Tuchel is leaving him out? Who knows if it's actually been confirmed that he's being left out of a pre-season game against Arsenal? It doesn't mean that he still won't be used in the senior squad during the season. And as I said, if it is explained to Thomas Tuchel that this is all going to be a necessary sacrifice to be able to get our number one choice striker in the door, then take the Pulisic approach. Anyway, that's my 2 cents for today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment below whether you love or hate the content. Please hit the thumbs up. I'm shooting for a little higher than that. We met my goal for last time, so a little higher than last time. Let's go for 10 likes on this video. Please, if you're watching the video, click the thumbs up for me. It does a lot, believe it or not. And see you in the next one. Until then, don't get caught in front of goal and miss an absolute sitter.
Release the